Safe water and sanitation often makes the difference between life and death. According to the World Health Organization, 6,000 children die every day, with causes stemming from lack of water and proper sanitation. According to a graph published by the UN Development Program, people in places such as the Philippines and Ghana pay more for access to water than people in London or New York City. A century ago, water and sanitation in major cities were no better than in developing countries today. We need history to repeat itself, but this time in developing countries. According to the UN Environment Program, people in rich nations consume on average about 450 liters of water every day, compared to 20 liters in poorer countries. Today's world has the resources, technology, and knowledge to lift hundreds of thousands of people out of poverty. So why isn't this happening? There's a disconnect between knowing about the problems existing in this world and doing something to change them. As suggested by an article published by the UN Chronicle, before we attempt to eradicate communities of people living without the basic elements of modern life, we must first promote a global recognition of them. How can we expect people to give their money up for people they don't even know anything about? This is my world and I'm living in it. I share this planet with almost 7 billion other people, and so it is not possible for me to think of number one all the time. We should all start to address the goal of environmental sustainability by first addressing issues that concern our globalizing world today. In working toward environmental sustainability, it is imperative that we first understand resource requirements, resource gaps, and know where resources need to be deployed. Assessments must be based on reasonable estimates at global, regional, and national levels. Comparing estimated required finances to existing funding levels helps to mobilize resources and to direct efforts to specific contexts. Says the Human Rights Watch staff, a government's respect for human rights must be measured not only by how it treats its own people, but also by how it protects rights in its relations with other countries. It should no longer be acceptable for Americans to further intensify our dominance of the world's economic and cultural markets. We were once in a position of disadvantage, and we once experienced difficulties of our own, and there is no justifiable reason for us to allow ourselves to ignore others who are now in that same position, whether or not we helped to cause it. We can't be friends with everyone, and we can't solve all the problems of the world tomorrow, but what we can do is help when help is needed. Globalization is a powerful force that is happening, and there is nothing any one person can do to stop it. So instead of attempting to swim against the current, go with the flow. Make habits of environmental sustainability a part of our culture. Make our options as Americans simple and cost-effective. Assimilate our options and resources and diffuse them across the nation and eventually across the globe. Put the future of the planet in its citizens' hands. The government is only a small representation of many and therefore can only do so much. We have to become more than ourselves to solve a problem that is bigger than ourselves.